Welcome back to the crypto world channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Bitcoin is once again rejecting from this critical area of resistance, while the price of Bitcoin and this RSI right here on the 2-hour time frame is still holding above this level of support, as the price also just liquidated a lot of Bitcoin trades, while Ethereum is just hanging on to this area of support in the short term. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, taking a look at the 4-day Bitcoin chart, and as of right now, the super trend indicator on this 4-day time frame is still sitting in the red, indicating more of a bearish trend at the moment in the price of Bitcoin on this time frame. And if we're taking a look at the 2-day Bitcoin chart, we can see the same thing, obviously a bearish trend, because at least for now, we're forming lower highs and lower lows, which is what a bearish trend is. But as I always say, even during a bearish trend, we can see the occasional pump back to the upside or bullish relief, or even a bit of a sideways consolidation here or there, basically during a bearish trend. And while the price of Bitcoin is trending in the bearish direction at the moment on this time frame, we're also still forming this descending broadening wedge pattern, which if we confirm a breakout above this resistance, then that would set up a bullish price target for this pattern. But once again, we still need to confirm a breakout above that level of resistance, which right now has not happened. So we have no bullish price target or anything like that in play, because once again, we have not seen a confirmed breakout above this resistance, which by the way is sitting at around 68,500. And this line of support is still sitting at just above 53,000. And with that being said, taking a look at this daily Bitcoin chart right here, and over the last one day, we've seen the price of Bitcoin come into contact with this area of resistance. And of course, we've just seen another rejection from this area of resistance, which was previous support for the price of Bitcoin, now acting as new resistance, as I've been saying recently here on the channel. And this area, in case you're new to the channel, is sitting in between around 60,000 to 61,000 approximately. And so as of right now, we still need to see at least a daily candle close back above 61,000 in order to confirm a breakout back above this area of resistance. And in that case, even if we do see a confirmed breakout back above 61,000, in that case, we have some more resistance at just underneath 63,000, some more resistance at around 64,500, and a significant area of resistance in between around 67,000 to 68.3k. And so obviously we still have a lot of resistance left to the upside for the price of Bitcoin here, which means if we continue to see a little bit more of a bullish relief, expect the price to struggle around these areas on the chart, which we've just seen basically perfectly over the last one day. And so essentially just in the short term here, the price of Bitcoin is basically in a choppy sideways price range, chopping around between this area of support and this area of resistance. And this area of support, by the way, is sitting in between around 56,000 to 57,000. And even if we see a confirmed break back below around 56,000 with daily candle closes below that level, then in that case, the next short-term support should be sitting close to 54,000. But below that, we have this significant area of support in between around 51 to 53,000. And so once again, the situation in the short term is we're playing out a bit of choppy sideways price action, basically just a sideways consolidation during that slightly larger bearish trend here on the 2-day chart, for example. And now if we're zooming into the short term, looking at the 2-hour Bitcoin chart, we can obviously see over the last one day, we played out a bit of a short-term pullback, basically just retracing that bullish move that we saw just the day earlier. But with that being said, the RSI as of right now is still holding above this line of support, which is at least a good sign to see just in the short term, telling us we're likely going to play out this bullish relief for a little while longer, possibly over the next 1 or 2 days. But obviously, as I basically always say here on the channel, the price does not move in a straight line. So we often see these advancements to the upside and then a slight pullback and then another advancement and then a slight retracement again. Basically, this type of price action right here is what I continue to expect here in the short term, at least for the next 1 or 2 days. And potentially one of the reasons as to why we saw this short-term pullback over the last one day was due to the fact that the 2-hour Bitcoin RSI actually entered into overbought territories around a day ago, which I warned about just yesterday. I said, pay attention to the RSI. It's getting closer towards overbought. And as usual, when we see an overbought signal flash, that just basically tells us we're reaching the upside limit in the price. Basically, we have not much room left to the upside to go, and we're due to see a bit of a short-term cool-off, whether that's some sideways price action or bearish price action. Either way, both sideways price action and bearish price action can help to reset the RSI, which we did clearly see over the last 1 day. And so that's where we get this type of price action right here. So a little bit of a bullish relief ultimately still playing out, but with some volatility in between. Once again, I continue to expect this type of price action over the next couple of days as the most likely scenario. But remember, when we're zooming out, at least as of right now, all of this is currently occurring within this larger bearish trend here on the 2-day time frame. And if you want to actually trade these moves in the price of Bitcoin or any other crypto, personally, I take just about all of my trades over on Bybit, so I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit down below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link down below this video to make a Bybit account and deposit on that account, then you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. And also, if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here, which is a massive lucky draw happening right now over on Bybit, where you could potentially win up to $100,000 just by trading crypto using the link down below this video. And so if you're going to be trading crypto anyway, you might as well check this out. Once again, first link down below this video. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there is also Bitflex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitflex. And so I'll also make sure to leave a link to Bitflex down below this video as an alternative crypto exchange. And with that being said, taking a quick look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, and as of right now, we still have a decent amount of liquidity to the upside in the short term, starting at around 61.2k approximately, going up towards around 62,000. And so basically in between around 61 to 62,000, we still have a decent amount of liquidity, but obviously just the other day, like I said in my last video, we just recently liquidated a lot of short positions in that previous bullish move right here that we saw around a day ago approximately. And so once again, that was a bit of a short squeeze because we did liquidate a decent amount of short positions, very close to around 60,000 to 60,500. And so once again, the majority of the liquidity, at least as of right now in the short term, is sitting above the price at around 61 to 62,000 approximately. But with that being said, we do have some liquidity to the downside. First of all, at around 57,500 to 57.7k, and some more liquidity at around 55.8k to 56k. And so those would also be some levels to pay attention to in the short term. But with that being said, once again, at least for now, the majority of the liquidity in the short term is still sitting above the current price as of right now. And also, if we're taking a look at the Bitcoin and crypto funding rates, at least for now, the funding rates across many different cryptos, across many different exchanges, are still sitting in the negative territory, which is actually a bit of a bullish signal to pay attention to, because this is one of the main ingredients for a short squeeze. And now I went more into detail about a short squeeze and what the funding rates actually mean in my last couple of videos here on the channel. So if you're new to the channel and you want to know more in detail about what all of this means right here, then check out my last 1 to 2 videos here on the channel. But basically, all you really need to know is negative funding rates is often a bullish signal for the crypto market. And with that being said, taking a look at Ethereum on the 3-day time frame, and right now the price of ETH is still trending in the bearish direction, as I've been saying for a while now on the channel, because we have already confirmed lower highs and lower lows in the price chart, which is what a bearish trend is. But as I also say, even during a bearish trend, we can see bullish reliefs here and there or sideways consolidations during a bearish trend. It's not 100% only bearish price action. And as for support and resistance, we still have a lot of support right here at around 2,500, and we have more support down here at around 2,150 to 2.2k. And for resistance, we have this significant level of resistance right here at around 2.8k, and more resistance at around 3,200. And if we're zooming into the short term, looking at the 6-hour time frame right now and comparing it to the 6-hour time frame, but back in March, April 2020, we can still see, at least for now, we're seeing relatively similar price action at the moment. And so as of right now, the price of ETH just in the short term is indeed playing out a sideways consolidation, basically choppy sideways price action, which is what I've been talking about over the last few days. And I continue to expect more choppy sideways price action here in the short term as the most likely outcome. But it is worth pointing out that the price is running into this ascending line of support sitting close to around 2.5k to 2.6k, but once again we still have a lot of support at around 2.5k, so pay attention to that level as well. And as for resistance, obviously we still have this strong level of resistance at around 2.8k, and once again we need to break out above 2.8k before we can actually start flipping much more bullish again, at least in the short term. So until we see a breakout above 2.8k, we cannot really flip overly bullish, and so at least in the short term, once again we're looking relatively neutral as of right now in the short term during a larger bearish trend. That is the current situation. And if we're taking a look at the price of Solana on the daily time frame, as of right now, the price of Solana is still running into this area of support, sitting in between around 139 to 144. And below that area, we also have this significant area of support sitting in between around 120 to 128. And above these areas of support right here, if we saw any further bounce back to the upside, we do have resistance starting at around 159, going up towards around 163. And more resistance in between 170 to 175, and significant resistance in between around 183 to 187. And as of right now, just in the short term, we're most likely going to continue to play out a slight relief, just basically a bit of a break from all of the bearish price action in the short term, which means either some choppy sideways price action or a very slight bullish relief. Basically, price action similar to this is what I'm expecting as the most likely outcome, at least for the next few days, just talking about the short term. And when we're looking at the overall trend right now in the price of Solana, technically speaking, we're still within a massive sideways price range. So the overall trend on the daily time frame is actually relatively neutral. But of course, during a sideways price range, we can see short-term bullish moves and short-term bearish moves during a sideways price range. And if you want to actually trade these moves in the price of any crypto, once again, check out those links down below this video to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.